Have you ever checked your bank account and wondered, where did all my money go? You didn't buy a new phone. You didn't take an expensive vacation. You didn't make any huge purchase. Yet somehow, your budget still failed. Here's the surprising truth. Most budgets don't fail because of big purchases. They fail because of tiny spending decisions you barely notice. A coffee here. A snack there. A delivery fee. A forgotten subscription. Each purchase feels too small to matter. But that's exactly why it's dangerous. $5 doesn't seem like much. It's just one coffee. Just one convenience purchase. Just one quick order. But if you spend $5 every single day, that's about $150 every month. Over 1 year, that's more than $1,800. Think about what that money could do. Could pay for groceries. Could build an emergency fund. Could help you pay off debt. Or even cover a vacation. The problem isn't that you're spending $5. The real problem is that you're spending it without a plan. These small purchases slowly drain your money without you realizing it. And because each one feels insignificant, your brain ignores it. By the end of the month, you look at your bank balance and wonder what happened. The truth is, your money didn't disappear overnight. It disappeared one small purchase at a time. And that's exactly why most budgets fail. But here's the good news. The solution isn't to stop buying everything you enjoy. The solution is to build a budget that works with your daily habits instead of fighting against them. In the next part, I'll show you the biggest budgeting mistake almost everyone makes, and the simple change that can completely transform the way you manage your money. Now, here's the biggest budgeting mistake almost everyone makes. Most people build a budget for the month. They write down rent, groceries, bills, entertainment, and savings. Everything looks perfect on paper. But within a few days, the plan starts falling apart. Why? Because life doesn't happen once a month. It happens every single day. Think about your last impulse purchase. Maybe you were hungry after work. Maybe you were tired. Maybe you just wanted to reward yourself after a stressful day. In that moment, you weren't thinking about your monthly budget. You were making a decision based on how you felt. And that's why most budgets fail. A budget shouldn't only tell you where your money went. It should help you decide whether your next purchase is worth it. Instead of asking, can I afford this? Ask yourself, do I really need this right now? That one question can save you hundreds of dollars every year. Here's a simple trick that works. Stop thinking about your monthly budget for a moment. Instead, focus on just one day. Give yourself a small daily spending limit for the category where you usually overspend. For example, if coffee, snacks, or convenience purchases are your biggest weakness, set a realistic daily limit. But don't stop there. Every limit needs a replacement. If you usually buy coffee every morning, make one at home before leaving. If you often order food because you're tired, prepare a quick meal in advance. If online shopping is your biggest temptation, wait 24 hours before buying anything that isn't essential. These small changes don't depend on motivation. They create a system. And systems are much easier to follow than relying on willpower. Once you start making better daily decisions, you'll notice something amazing. Budgeting becomes less stressful, and saving money starts to feel natural. But there's still one mistake that causes many people to quit completely. Let's talk about NXT. Now let's talk about the solution. Instead of trying to manage your entire month, focus on managing just one day. It sounds almost too simple, but this small change can completely transform the way you handle money. Most people think budgeting means saying no to everything. But that's not what budgeting is about. A good budget doesn't take away your freedom. It gives your money a purpose. The first step is to identify your biggest spending leak. Ask yourself, what's one thing I buy almost every day? Without thinking, maybe it's coffee, maybe it's snacks, maybe it's ordering food. Or maybe it's online shopping. Whatever it is, don't try to fix every bad habit at once. Just focus on one and now give yourself a realistic daily spending limit. If you're currently spending around $5 a day, don't suddenly decide you'll spend zero. That usually leads to frustration and eventually you'll give up. Instead, choose a limit you know you can stick to. Now here's the secret. Don't just create a spending limit. Create a replacement habit. If your biggest expense is coffee, make coffee at home before you leave. If delivery apps are costing you money, prepare one simple meal the night before. If online shopping is your weakness, remove your saved payment information and wait 24 hours before buying anything. These small changes may not seem like much, but they remove the need to rely on willpower. And that's important because motivation comes and goes, systems stay in place. Here's another simple habit that makes a big difference to the end of every day. Ask yourself just one question: did I stay within my daily spending limit today? Don't worry about tracking dozens of categories that don't spend hours looking at spreadsheets. Just answer that one question honestly. If the answer is yes, you're building momentum. If the answer is no, don't panic. Tomorrow is another opportunity to make a better decision. Remember, successful budget isn't about being perfect. It's about making slightly better choices one day at a time. But what happens when you completely mess up? What if you overspend by $10 or $20 in a single day? Most people think they've ruined the entire month. And that's exactly why they quit. In the next part, I'll show you how to recover from overspending without giving up on your budget, and why one bad day should never become a bad month. Now, what happens if you make a mistake? Let's say you plan to spend only $5 today, but instead you spent $15. For most people, that's where the budget ends. They think, I already messed up. I might as well keep spending. That's one of the biggest budgeting mistakes you can make. One bad day doesn't ruin your finances. Giving up does. Imagine you're driving to an important meeting. If you take one wrong turn, you don't decide to keep driving in the wrong direction all day. You simply make the next correct turn. Your budget works the same way. When you overspend, don't throw away the entire plan. Simply adjust tomorrow. Maybe you skip one unnecessary purchase. Maybe you make coffee at home instead of buying one. Maybe you cook dinner instead of ordering takeout. The goal isn't to punish yourself. The goal is to gently bring your spending back on track. Remember, progress always beats perfection. Now here's another habit that can completely change your financial life. Stop reviewing your budget once a month. Review it once a week. A monthly review is often too late. By the time you realize what went wrong, the money is already gone. Instead, choose one day every week. Sunday works well for most people. Spend just 5 minutes looking at your spending. And don't make it complicated. You don't need dozens of categories or giant spreadsheets. Just ask yourself 3 simple questions. First, did I stay under my daily spending limit most days this week? Second, what was my biggest unnecessary purchase? Third, what caused it? Maybe you were tired. Maybe you were stressed. Maybe you were bored. Those answers matter more than the amount you spent. Because once you understand your triggers, you can prepare for them. Now here's the secret that makes budgeting feel much easier. Instead of pretending those small purchases will disappear forever, plan for them. Let's say your biggest spending leak is coffee. Instead of hoping you'll never buy coffee again, create a weekly coffee budget. If you normally spend about $5 a day, that's around $35 each week. Set that money aside at the beginning of the week. Now when you buy coffee, you aren't stealing money from your rent or savings. You're spending from the budget you already created. That simple change removes guilt. It removes stress. And it gives you control. Because the goal isn't to stop enjoying your life. The goal is to spend intentionally. That's what financially successful people do. They don't avoid every purchase. They simply make sure every dollar has a purpose before it's spent. So tonight, I want you to do one simple exercise. Find your biggest daily spending habit. Write it down. Set a realistic daily limit. Choose one replacement habit. Then review your progress at the end of each week. If you do that consistently, you'll be amazed at how quickly your finances begin to improve. Remember, budgets don't fail because people are bad with money. They fail because they're built around perfect plans instead of real life. Build your budget around your actual habits. Improve one decision at a time. And over the course of a year, those small daily choices can completely transform your financial future. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more simple money strategies every week. And before you go, leave a comment below and tell me, what's your biggest daily money leak? Coffee? Fast food? Online shopping? Or something else? I'd love to hear your answer. And I'll reply with practical tips to help you take control of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.